All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. February 2nd, we got ourselves a Thursday with 7 games on the NBA slate like we always do. We're going to jump into each and every game. I'll give you my lean, I'll give you my total, but if you're looking for my final plays, make sure to keep an eye on the pinned comment right in this video. If I sound a little weird this morning, I think we're a little bit under the weather here, but we are grinding and battling through. I feel like our backs have been up against the wall. Ever since our 9-0 run, the universe has been like, no, you gotta come back down to earth now, brother. You gotta come back down to earth and struggle with the rest of us. But yeah, speaking of the struggle, 0-2 last night. Grizzlies don't get it done for us, and the Thunder don't get us done for us. Couldn't think of a better fitting sound on the soundboard, but we look to bounce back tonight. Appreciate everyone that is new and returning, tuning in to the videos as of late, guys. Make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. I'm very excited to jump into this slate. We're started off with the Lakers taking on the Pacers here. Lakers 2-point favorites, on the road here, taking on the Pacers. Total sitting at 240.5. Last time these two teams played was in late November, and Indiana won 116-115. The Lakers, similar point favorites here. They were 3.5 point favorites in that game, but Indiana wins that game by 1 point. That was the only meeting of this season. The Lakers, like we've been talking about, and we cashed with them, a couple nights back, right? They've been playing pretty well. 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. They are 3-1 in their last 4 on the road, and Indiana has not been that great. 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 here. My lean, and I honestly don't hate this play at all. This probably is, and I rarely do this, can like guarantee a final play. My final play, if all injuries and whatnot, LeBron's questionable, Anthony Davis is questionable, if those guys play, and Patrick Beverly, if those guys play, I'm all over the Lakers here, plus the 2. I do think that they are playing better basketball and just a better team as of right now. You know, LeBron, it looks like he's got that look in his eye, like he wants this team to turn the corner to some degree. So I'm leaning the Lakers here, plus the 2 points. Tyrese Halliburton is coming back for the Pacers here, so make sure to keep that in mind when you're looking and doing your own research on this game. This Pacers team, like I said, 2-8 against spread in their last 10. They are getting back, if not their most crucial piece here, but I do still think we lean the Lakers here, minus the 2 points. In terms of the total, 240.5. You guys know I'm usually leaning unders and anything over 240 plus, and then we kind of do that, secondary and tertiary and all those sort of like separate parts of research throughout the day to validate that. I honestly don't love the under here at all, like even from a gut reaction. So I'm sticking away from this total. I can totally see this game being 133 to like 128 or something. Just based on these two teams' offenses and defensive and pace as of late. So I'm sticking away from this total altogether. Moving on, and guys, excuse the voice if it sounds run down or whatnot. Like I said, we're battling through this. I don't feel terrible, but I don't feel great either. But hopefully some winning tonight gets me kind of back into the mix of it, huh? But we got the Cavs taking on the Grizzlies. Cavs 6-point favorites here. The Grizzlies, they're on the ban list right now, not covering for us last night. In fact, they're up by like, I might have this wrong, but in the fourth quarter, they're up by like 4 points. I was like, all right, we got a chance here. They lose 122-112. Like, what happened there? I wasn't watching the game in its entirety, but total here sitting at 223. The Lavs, 223.5. The Cavs coming off of a loss to Miami. These are two teams that let us down the last 2 times we pulled the trigger on them here. In their last 10 games, the Cavs 5-5 against the spread, but they are 3-2 in their last 5 at home. So they're positive at home here. Whereas the Grizzlies on the road, 2-4 against the spread in their last 6 games here. In terms of my lean, I'm going to go Cavs minus the 6 points. I really do wish this was 5.5 for whatever reason. I think 5.5 is a far better number here, but I'm going to lean the Cavs minus the points here. And in terms of the total, I do like the over in this one. Make sure to keep an eye on the final pinned comment there, guys, to see if this does become a final play, but I am going to lean over as of right now. Moving on, we got the Knicks hosting the Kings, or the Heat, excuse me. I think it's going to be a very good game. Knicks 2-point dogs at home, total 215.5. Last time these two teams played was last year. So you have 2 Eastern Conference grinded out teams going up against each other tonight in their last 10 games. The Knicks, keep saying the Kings, 4-6 against the spread in their last 10. At home in their last 4, 1-3 against the spread. The Heat, not much better, 4-5-1 against the spread in their last 10. So you have 2 teams that are playing decent basketball. We're talking against the spread here, but Miami has won 4 of their last 5 games. The Knicks won 2 of their last 4. Nothing crazy, but they've played Cleveland, Brooklyn, Boston, and the Lakers. Talk about strength of schedule there, right? So coming out of those 4 teams with 2 wins ain't all that bad. You have 2 teams that I do think they're against the spread records in the last 10 aren't really depicting well enough how they're playing. But this Knicks team, they are at home. I just don't totally trust them. We were loving the Knicks for quite some time, but I'm going to go ahead and lean the opposite direction tonight. I'm going to go Miami here plus the 2 or minus the 2 points, excuse me. In terms of a total, I really don't hate the over. Now, if I end up pulling the trigger on this, I'll obviously let you guys know in the pinned comment, but something about this line, this is what you guys know, I get these stupid feelings, but sometimes they're right? It's like, this is such a low line that Vegas knows something we don't know, or there's something missing here, something that's going to come out that we just don't have the clear, transparent visibility to, right? So I'm going to lean the over, but there's something, I smell something fishy about that damn total there. So we're going to lean the over, but I don't know if we pull the trigger on it ultimately. Moving on, we have Chicago taking on the Hornets here. Chicago 6-point favorites, total 237.5. These 2 teams played just a few nights back, and Hornets won 111-96. They were 3.5-point dogs. They were at home. They're on the road tonight. In their last 10 games here on the road, or in their last 6 games on the road out of their last 10 games, they're 3-3 against the spread, 5-5 against the spread in their last 10 overall. And the Chicago's the exact same thing. 2-2 in their last 4 games against spread at home, and 3-3 in their last 6 away games on the road. So these 2 teams have a very, very similar sort of output when it comes to the last 10 games. In terms of injuries, nothing major to note. This is a tough one, guys. I don't envision this being a final play, if I'm being honest, but I'm going to lean the Bulls. I think if this was 7.5, like I'm talking a 1.5 difference, I'd be leaning towards Charlotte here, but I do think Chicago gets this one done. They are at home. I'm trusting the home team, and like I said, when it comes to being sort of like a picket or whatnot, I am going to go with the home team and just a slight lean in this one, but I don't want it to sound like I'm uber confident in what I'm seeing from the Chicago side of things. And in terms of a total, I do like the under 237. I've seen it under 237.5 on some sports books, so make sure to check out an odd shop and make sure you guys are checking out the best lines that you can possibly get if you are going to pull the trigger. Moving on, Dallas taking on the Pelicans here. Dallas 4.5-point favorites at home, total 224 in this one. You obviously got to go right to the injury report. Brandon Ingram is not listed on it. Zion obviously still is. Christian Wood's still out for the Mavericks, but Luka is looking like he's going to be playing. Pelicans not playing well. They've lost 9 straight games. They haven't covered in 4 games here. This is a pretty decent number, I think, from the Mavericks side of things. I am going to lean Mavericks minus 4.5. Total sitting at 224 in this one. I like the over just ever so slightly in this game. And I think the Mavericks are going to do their thing to get their half of this total to that spot, right? I think it depends on New Orleans. Is Brandon Ingram going to get active? CJ McCollum, is he going to click? And all of a sudden we have a game on our hands. So I'm going to lean Mavericks. I do like the over, but it's I'm a little hesitant, I guess, to lock that one in, knowing that the Pelicans have been fairly inconsistent as of late. Moving on, we got the Nuggets taking on the Warriors. Nuggets 12-point favorites, and you immediately go, okay, well that means what? Steph Curry is questionable. Klay Thompson's questionable. Draymond Green's questionable. Andrew Wiggins is questionable. Who the hell's not questionable for this Warriors team here? And if that's the line, 12 points, when they say questionable, you damn know what it means. Those guys probably aren't playing tonight. From the Denver side of things, Aaron Gordon is questionable here. This Golden State team has won 4 of their last 6 games here against decent talent. I'm not going to blow smoke up there, you know what? I think that they've been playing better basketball. We liked them last night. They didn't get it done, but now on the second night of a back-to-back, and it looks like those guys may not be playing just by what I'm seeing from this line. 12 points, however, is a lot to even give a Warriors team without those guys. So we're sounding the psycho alarm. Even if Steph doesn't play and Klay doesn't play, Wiggins doesn't play and Draymond Green doesn't play, I'm still going to be leaning Warriors here plus the 12 points. It just seems like a large number, and it is a large number. And can the Nuggets get it done? Yes, but you have 2 teams that, one, leading the West, the Nuggets, and then you have the Warriors, who are kind of like creeping along, being like, hey, we'll be there in the end. I could see the, Jordan Poole and company still playing well and keeping it close to this Denver team. I don't think that they win this game. If they do, then wow, crazy. But I am going to lean Warriors here plus the 12 points. In terms of a total, again, it's sitting at 232. I'm going to lean the over in this game as well. Again, probably crazy. I'm probably dumb. consider it, ladies and gentlemen, consider fading me. Guys, last game on the slate, we got the Bucks taking on the Clippers. I think this is going to be a very good game. Bucks 4.5-point favorites at home, total 230.5 in this one. This Bucks team, I don't want to say they've been inconsistent because they haven't been inconsistent, but I feel like I don't have, and I'm just being transparent with you guys, I don't have the vibe of when to and when to not bet on the Bucks as of late. They have won 5 straight, but it was against Detroit, I'll give you Denver, Indiana, and New Orleans and Charlotte. Like, they are winning these games, but they haven't really been tested in over, I would say, a week, maybe over a week and a half. Whereas the Clippers, you know, they're up and down, but they've had a decent test of schedule here. Nothing like some teams in the league, like when we were talking about the Knicks earlier, but still, the Clippers, you know, in their last 10 games have won 7 games. They've covered 6 of those 7. They're playing good basketball. I'm going to lean Clippers if everyone's healthy. Obviously, you know, Paul George has been on and off the injury report. Kawhi, it looks like John Wall isn't going to play. He hasn't been out, or he hasn't played for a while. Marcus Morris is questionable. Then for the Bucks side of things, Giannis is questionable. Like, if everyone plays, assuming they have their normal lineups, regardless, I'm going to lean Clippers here, plus the 4.5 points. I would say that's a psycho bet, but I just don't know if the Bucks truly are this wagon that, you know, we all think they are as of right now, especially laying 4.5 points. Could they go out there and smoke the Clippers? I wouldn't be surprised. But in terms of an analytical betting perspective here, I do think Clippers plus 4.5 is the play. And I also like the under 230.5. I think these are 2 decent teams that are going to butt heads and could grind it out, which, you know, aids in the Clipper side of things. Because this becomes a runaway game, I think the Bucks end up pulling away with it. But if this is a close game, I think it stays under, and the Clippers obviously keeping it close if it's a close game. But guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Hopefully you don't mind. Hopefully I don't even sound that bad. It might just be in my head, but I'm clogged up, and hopefully I'll get better soon. But we do want to get these videos out, you know, if and whenever possible. So hope you guys do enjoy that. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.